Disclaimer, I'm neither a Republican nor a Democrat. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not representing any company or nor to any specific individual. Both President Obama as well as Romney, I like both of them. Bush versus Obama. See, there is no point of comparing when President Bush took the office versus when Obama took the office. I mean, President Obama took the office, because it's entirely two different scenarios. Okay, it would be like saying, a car without a gas versus car without an engine. Okay, when Obama took, at least when President Bush took the office, it could have been like a car without a gas, a car with an empty gas. But when Obama took the office, it's like car without an engine. And of course, it's all carried over from the previous 8-year period when Obama took over the office. I'm not saying that Bush did all those things. Of course, there are other things involved, war, or maybe wrong decisions and things like that. I mean we don't want to go there in detail, but what I'm trying to tell, we can really compare. Hey, when Obama took the office, oh my God, it's a lot of deficit, and it's too much deficit, so it's been increasing. We can really compare, okay, and we can really finger point to the Obama's Obama government for that. I mean, what if I give you a car by removing the engine, would you be in a position to drive the car? Well, you're going to need at least a day or two to fix the engine and then fill the gas and to run, isn't it? We can talk all day long about the principles. Who care about principles? Well, you do have to have a principles, but lay out your plan. If you don't have an execution strategy, if you don't execute, and there's no point of having principles. You can have any principle that you want, but how are you going to execute? Execution is a signature quality of a leader. So if you don't lay out your plans and show us the execution, how are you? What's the point of having the greatest principle in the world? Principle or hidden agenda. You can have all the greatest principles on earth, but if you don't have a execution, there's no point of having greatest principles on earth. If you are a leader, this is a signature quality of a leader. Leader would and should lay out his plans very clearly, and leader execution is a signature quality of a leader. If you don't lay out the plans, if you don't have execution, if you don't have an execution strategy, then you have basically a hidden agenda. Having principles is not going to be helpful for the people. Obama is a level 5 leader. Jim Collins wrote a wonderful book called Good to Great. If you guys read that book, he categorizes leaders or managers into 5 levels. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So basically, Obama is a level 5 leader. However, Romney is level 4 leader. I won't even call him as leader. Maybe he could be a manager. So manager is the right word to call Romney. So how Jim Collins categorizes how distinguishes level 5 to level 4. Level 5 is a selfless leader who does things not only for for the wellness of others. There is, neither there is a personal clause or a personal cause. So he does things for the wellness or for others. So basically he categorizes level 5, level 4 as a company executives, or company CEOs. So he took two set of companies, and he identifies that how companies transformed themselves from good to great. So he identifies that those companies who transformed themselves from good to great had level 5 CEOs, during the time of transition. Ann Romney, in one of the conversations, she said, "Hey, don't get me wrong, okay? I like Ann Romney as well as First Lady Michelle Obama." In one conversation, Ann Romney said, "Hey, why don't you give him a chance to become a president?" Well, see, presidency is not something like Olympians carrying a Olympic torch, or maybe it's not a 4 into 400 meter relay relay race for us to give him a chance for a presidency. It doesn't make sense. And see, for Governor Romney, it's not a matter of he won't. Basically, he can't. Well, think about it. Being a homeless, or thinking as a middle class perspective, it's so hard to get for someone who is being born as rich. For a guy who has he owns 26 McDonald's chain, and he has property in Cayman Island, and he has a dedicated elevator for his car. Hey, don't get me wrong, he's definitely a hard worker. Romney is definitely a hard worker. He did earn his own money. I'm not really blaming him for his hard work or anything. I'm just simply saying, okay, this guy is worth more than $1 billion maybe. I'm just simply saying that you can't really get that middle class perspective. If you wanted to feel how the middle class would be, take $100 and take few credit cards, leave the home, and you know what, go ahead and live for 6 months on your own, without getting any financial assistance from anyone, and no job. If you say you have a plan, give us your specifics. Tell the people clearly about the specifics of your plan. If you're a presidential nominee, if you're running for a president, and if you talk about budgets, right, you gotta cover loopholes. There's some programs, and basically government borrows money. We're talking in trillions and billions and trillions. So you can simply talk in terms of vague terms, right? You have to be specific. Either if you have a principle, give us your specifics, or I would have to say that Romney has some hidden agenda. And please don't call this as framework. This is kind of on the fly, right? You just basically going with the flow. You can call it as, oh, we got a principle, we got a framework. What do you mean by framework? This is ridiculous. And please don't talk about Solyndra. Okay, I know that Romney Ryan, ticket always, take some. Say in Solyndra, right? They always bring the Solyndra into a picture. Oh, this government sponsored this is Solyndra. The company has gone out of business. See, government sponsors several businesses. I may not be using the right word, sponsor or invest on certain businesses, some businesses would be successful, some businesses would not be successful. So we can really pick, some failed, company among the government sponsored ones, and take that as a blame excuse that, hey, Obama government screwed up. That doesn't make sense. And say how Romney's Ryan Romney ticket say their definition of small business. Like, Donald Trump is categorized as a small business. Isn't that ridiculous? Come on, be real, okay?